The Type 004 aircraft carrier represents a major leap in China's naval ambitions, reflecting decades of technological growth, strategic planning, and operational learning. While still under development, the Type 004 is expected to embody China's most advanced carrier design to date, moving the country into the small group of nations capable of operating nuclear-powered supercarriers. The scale of such a project goes far beyond building a warship. It includes designing complex propulsion systems, developing a new generation of carrier-based aircraft, and evolving an entire doctrine around blue water naval power. The nuclear propulsion system planned for the Type 004 is a central element of its strategic value. Unlike conventionally powered ships, which require regular refueling and depend on port access or resupply ships, a nuclear-powered carrier can remain deployed at sea for extended periods, possibly several decades without reactor refueling depending on its configuration. This increases the ship's endurance, deployment flexibility, and strategic autonomy. It enables longer missions, global patrols, and the ability to respond quickly to developments far from home waters without logistical constraints tied to fuel. In terms of raw power, a nuclear reactor provides significantly greater electrical output than conventional systems, opening up a range of advanced technologies that the Type 004 may be able to support. The high energy supply will be important for powering advanced electronic systems, such as phased array radars, sensor fusion systems, and electromagnetic aircraft launch systems. EMLS itself represents a step change in aircraft launch capability. Instead of using steam pressure, EMLS uses electromagnetic fields to launch aircraft from the deck more efficiently. This reduces mechanical stress on the aircraft, allowing a broader range of airframes to be launched, including unmanned systems, heavier support aircraft, and next-generation fighters. The design and dimensions of the Type 004 are expected to surpass those of the Type 003, which is already one of the largest non-nuclear carriers in the world. By increasing displacement and deck size, the new carrier can accommodate a larger air wing and support more simultaneous flight operations. Estimates suggest it could operate between 80 and 100 aircraft, depending on mission requirements and configuration. This includes strike fighters, airborne early warning and control (AEW&C) aircraft, rotary wing aircraft for anti-submarine and utility missions, and potentially fixed-wing drones and stealth unmanned combat aerial vehicles (UCAVs) in the future. The carrier's integrated systems are also expected to see significant improvements. Future iterations of the Chinese carrier fleet may be equipped with integrated electric propulsion (IEP), which can streamline energy distribution across propulsion and shipboard systems, enhancing survivability, system efficiency, and performance. Additionally, combat systems are likely to rely on a network-centric operational framework, enabling real-time data sharing across platforms including other surface ships, submarines, and land-based command centers. This kind of integration increases situational awareness and the effectiveness of fleet operations, particularly in complex or contested environments. As China's most technologically advanced carrier, the Type 004 is also expected to push the boundaries of domestic aviation technology. The development of carrier-based fifth-generation aircraft is a critical step. China is already testing a naval variant of a stealth fighter, and a larger flight deck and more advanced launch systems will support a wider array of these advanced aircraft. Additionally, a more capable AEW&C platform, larger, with more powerful sensors, can be launched using EMLS, extending the carrier's surveillance and control radius. The platform's capacity for sustained operations is not only tied to its propulsion and aircraft but also to its onboard logistics. A carrier of this scale must be self-sufficient for long durations. This includes fuel for aircraft, food and supplies for the crew, spare parts for airframes and systems, and medical facilities. The carrier is likely to carry extensive maintenance equipment, automated storage and logistics systems, and modular repair bays. This ensures that it can continue operations even in the face of technical or mechanical challenges without needing to return to port or rely on supply ships. Crew training and operational doctrine are essential components in maximizing the value of such a platform. Carrier operations are some of the most complex activities in military planning. Flight deck management, Coordinated launch and recovery cycles, maintenance turnaround, sortie generation rates, and battle group integration require highly trained personnel and seamless coordination. China has steadily developed this capacity through its earlier carriers, gradually increasing the complexity and tempo of training. By the time the Type 004 enters service, it is likely that a robust institutional knowledge base will exist to support its integration into fleet operations. The emergence of the Type 004 must also be understood in the context of broader strategic objectives. Carriers are not defensive assets, they are tools for power projection. A nuclear-powered supercarrier gives China the ability to operate globally, influence distant regions, and respond rapidly to regional crises or maritime disputes. Whether for long-range deterrence, expeditionary deployments, or high-profile diplomatic missions, the presence of a carrier allows a state to shape regional dynamics without necessarily engaging in direct conflict. In terms of peacetime operations, the Type 004 could support a variety of non-combat missions, such as humanitarian relief, maritime rescue, and joint exercises. This expands its utility beyond combat scenarios and provides additional strategic influence. In addition, the ability to sustain long-term deployments increases the potential for forward presence in international waters, particularly in regions where naval balance and freedom of navigation are subject to growing contestation. At the same time, building and operating a nuclear supercarrier is an industrial and logistical challenge. The infrastructure required includes specialized dry docks, nuclear training programs, maintenance facilities, and reactor monitoring protocols. The supply chain must be capable of producing high-grade steel, reactor-grade materials, complex electronics, and naval aviation components at scale and to high-quality standards. The successful construction of the Type 004 would be as much an achievement for China's industrial base as it would be for its navy. Moreover, the carrier will not operate alone. It will likely form the centerpiece of a carrier strike group, accompanied by destroyers, frigates, supply ships, and submarines. The integration of these elements into a coherent force demands advanced command and control systems, interoperability standards, and strategic planning. These task forces can be tailored to the mission at hand, whether that's deterrence, combat readiness, or regional presence. In terms of long-term impact, the Type 004 could influence how other countries plan their naval strategies. The development of such a carrier may shift regional power perceptions, prompting recalibrations in naval procurement, alliance structures, and defense planning elsewhere. The ability to deploy a carrier across oceans sends a clear signal about a nation's global intent and capacity, and such visibility adds a political dimension to the platform's value. China's decision to pursue a nuclear supercarrier reflects not only confidence in its shipbuilding and technological base but also a vision for a more expansive naval role. As maritime trade, undersea infrastructure, and geopolitical friction increasingly shape global affairs, the ability to operate globally on the high seas is becoming more important. A fully nuclear-powered supercarrier gives China the capability to participate in that domain with sustained presence and operational flexibility. The Type 004, therefore, is more than a single ship. It is a step toward transforming naval power from regional defense into global influence. It incorporates decades of learning, years of industrial investment, and a strategic orientation that places maritime power at the center of future planning. Its eventual deployment will mark a major milestone in China's transformation into a comprehensive maritime power with long-range force projection capability. The long-term value of the carrier will depend on how it is integrated into military doctrine, how well it performs in real-world operations, and how it adapts to the rapid technological changes likely to shape naval warfare in the decades ahead.